like evidence of the sophistication of Pattaya's property market, then you'll find it here. This is the second annual Pattaya Property Show, and the who's who of the real estate industry here is to show prospective buyers what they have to offer.
The event was opened by Pattaya's Deputy Mayor, who took a tour of the displays and exhibitions and commented on the many treasures on show.
วันนี้นะครับท่านนายกพลคุณปลื้มเนี่ยนะครับก็ได้มอบหมายให้ผมเนี่ยรองนายกเมืองพัทยาเนี่ยมาพัทยา Property เนี่ยจะรวบรวมนะครับอสังหาริมทรัพย์เนี่ยทั้งของคนต่างชาติและคนไทยเนี่ยเข้ามาเนี่ยก็จะสร้างรายได้ให้เมืองพัทยามหาศาลตรงนี้ท่านนายกเนี่ยยินดีเลยและรวมกันเป็นกลุ่มเพื่อจะได้ข้อแนะนำต่างๆนะครับที่จะต้องถูกต้องตามกฎหมายนะครับตรงนี้ก็จะทำให้อสังหาริมทรัพย์ของเมืองพัทยาของเราเนี่ยเติบโตและมีคุณภาพด้วยเมื่อเปิด AEC ในปีหน้าเนี่ยท่านนายกก็อยากจะพัฒนานะครับว่าเป็นความเชื่อมั่นของชาวต่างชาติด้วยอะไรด้วยนะครับตรงนี้ขอบคุณ
Nigel Cornick is a long-time observer and participant in the exciting story of Pattaya's growth and development. Speaking to Rain, he discussed the positioning of his own company, Kingdom Property.
Pattaya has definitely grown substantially, but if you look at where all the growth has been, in our opinion, it's more towards the sort of lower end of the market, not the higher end of the market, which I think is where we see a place in the future.
Yeah, when you were setting that sort of benchmark, I mean, people do appreciate the quality, though. People do talk about it, you know, and I'm surprised that there's not more, like you say.
Well, I think the problem is that everybody now uses the word affordable luxury, and it's a much maligned statement, and frankly it bears no resemblance to what most people are delivering. So I think when we did North Shore, it was real luxury, as was Northpoint, and probably still is. So it's a definition of what is luxury, what is quality, and unfortunately developers have got a knack for using the words slightly out of context.
Now, are these sorts of shows quite good for you in a business sense, or is it just really for showing your face, or do actually sales get made?
No, I think it's fair to say we probably have to be here because it's about association, and if you're not amongst it, then you possibly are missing out on opportunities. But it's not a huge investment to do a local property show, so from that perspective it's well spent, and as you say, you never know what's going to come out of it. But you know, obviously it becomes more expensive when you move overseas and you try to do shows.
So that's Pattaya Bay. That's the playground that attracted people here all of those years ago. And for much of that time, the Dusit Thani Hotel has occupied this wonderful promontory. It's also the perfect place, therefore, to continue the Pattaya Property Exhibition. A really great occasion like this takes some organising, I'm sure. I have the organiser here with me now, Mike Bridge. A lot of work goes into getting this ready, I'll bet.
Well, normally exhibitions take about a year. We've actually achieved this in 6 months because the first show was back in January, which was our sort of dress rehearsal, and we ran out of space at the Hilton, so we've now moved to this new venue, which is much bigger, the Dusit Thani.
Well, you obviously have an eye for glamorous settings. This is really very nice, isn't it?
I think the problem is basically that we're dealing with a very high-priced commodity, real estate, so you need chandelier treatment. We're in a luxury ballroom here, and I think it goes hand in hand. We're not selling pots and pans, we're selling luxury penthouses and condos, so we need that sort of ambience to create the atmosphere.
It has definitely gone up market. That's my observation of what is happening in property here in Jomtien and in Pattaya, of course.
Pattaya, the Pattaya Property Show, in fact, is the biggest property show outside Bangkok anywhere in Thailand, probably in a lot of cases anywhere in Asia as far as a provincial real estate show. And Pattaya has a lot of comparisons to places like Dubai. It's obviously got a coastline, it's got the golf courses, etc. The one thing that I think it's ahead of everything else is the fact that it's got 365 days of the year when the weather's fantastic.
Even when it rains, it's still very comfortable here.
Well, it's very short as well, and it's a nice climate to live in. But it's also easy if you buy a property to rent. You're not going to get just 3 or 4 months in the year in Spain. You're going to get 12 months if you want to rental all year round from tourists, or you could get the long-term rental.
What about the ambience of the Pattaya region? Are you happy enough with the infrastructure and the way the city is cared for?
Well, I've only been living here personally for a couple of years, but if you look at the actual stretch of development, you're looking at about a 30-kilometre stretch from the west right down to east, down to almost Rayon. So the choice is quite dramatic. You've got the exclusive beachfront tall buildings, you've got the small villas in the countryside, you've got a huge choice.
The excellent decoration you can expect in these fine new constructions is evident here, I suggest. And Dan is representing the company today. What is the name of your development, please?
APAS Development.
And what is the meaning of APAS?
The meaning about the group of the star.
Oh, right, perfect.
Yes.
Stars over Pattaya.
Yes, star of the Pattaya.
And what area is your building going up in?
For now, this one is the third project of the APAS. The first one is APAS in central Pattaya, and the second one is Sita Jomtien, and this one is the third. It's called the Malay Pattaya.
And what do your customers look for when they come to you? I mean, what size and things like that?
For most of the customers here, they just buy for the vacation home, especially Bangkok people who just want a privacy area, because most of Bangkok people just know for this area is quite privacy for that to stay here. We also sold around 60% here. For our project, it starts from 1 bedroom to 3 bedroom for now.
What is the starting price?
Starting price is start from 3.5 million. Our project is a fully furnished condo.
Yeah. And they look like they're very beautifully furnished, very glamorous apartments.
Yes, the concept for this project is contemporary, which developers just want to show how they think, and they just want the unit like a home when they come to here and feel they stay in a home, even the location is different.
Yes. Well, it's been a bit of a shock to many English-speaking people who are customers to find that a lot of the real estate literature, fine glossy magazines like this, are in Russian, because a lot of Russian people come here to buy property and to enjoy the pleasures of Pattaya. Do you have a lot of customers from Russia?
Yes, of course, because actually in Pattaya we have more than a million tourists come to Pattaya direct from Russia. Yes,
That's amazing.
so it's a big market for the Russian.
And are you clever enough to speak Russian as well?
Actually, I have a degree for Russian language. Yes, in Bangkok
that impressive?
University. Yes.
So what does this say? When I see these magazines, I wonder what it might say.
It said Nidvachimas Thailand,
Meaning?
the real estate Thailand.
Simple as that.
Yes.
And this whole magazine, I think,
The
is in
printout in
Russian,
Russian,
isn't
yes.
it? For the Russian market, it's so important now that
Yes,
they,
because
everything's in Russian. Look at that. Everything's in Russian. And you understand it.
Yes.
Great. One of the most comfortable of the exhibitions here at the Property Show is under the name of Onyx, and David Smith is the sales executive. What is the market that you've been seeking, David?
We're seeking basically the five-star market, essentially. We identified a gap in the Pattaya market for for properties, finer properties. Obviously, in the key areas being Pratamnak and Wongamat, those are the sort of seen as the most prestigious in Pattaya. But what we saw was quality condos, but that weren't offering the services that sort of the very highest level of clients require.
I see. That's a clever identification. What sort of services are you able to add to a very fine building?
Well, essentially, what you have, your standard condo, obviously will have certain levels of maintenance, and the purchaser essentially is just buying a room. Here, they're buying into a lifestyle. Marriott, we have the agreement with Marriott for them to manage the lower half of the building. The upper half of the building, then, it will be private residences under the Onyx name. Now, the private residents will have access to all of the amenities, all of the facilities that are offered to the Marriott clients.
Yeah.
So essentially, if the person wishes to have room service, if they wish to have maid services, limo services, they can get that to their door, which you don't find in the standard condo developments.
Yeah. It's interesting to see how the whole Pattaya market seems to be moving upmarket.
Yes, definitely. That's been identified by our developer. We saw the gap in the market, as I say, for the true five-star accommodations and the lifestyles, and hopefully we can provide that. What we look to do is one of our company philosophies is to leave a positive legacy on Pattaya. We're not here just to throw up condos, to make money and run away. Our involvement will be from the start to the end. This is our home, and we want to leave a positive legacy here.
With so much building going on in Pattaya, it's no wonder that we have something of a pastime looking at the new developments, and then you see them half-built. If you want to see what they look like when they're completed, well, here's an example. I've seen this one. It's really coming along. What's the name of this development, please?
The name is Dusit Park.
It's quite spectacular, isn't it? When you see all of the inland waterways that they've developed, it's become a feature, I would suggest, of a number of developments here in Jomtien and Pattaya. The playground effect that comes with these marvellous new condominiums. This building is not only commanding in its location at Wongamat Beach, it really adds the elegance of its namesake, the palm. Well, when you get a wonderful position like the palm, right at the end of the beach, isn't it, at Wongamat, no wonder so many people want to live there.
Yeah, we have a lot of Thai and foreigners living in this location. Actually, the location is very, you get to private beach. That's why and Wongamat is very close to Pattaya city. That's why a lot of people would like to buy in this location for living.
And the building that I saw before they started now is nearly finished, or is it completely ready now?
Yeah, it take about 6 months from now we will be finished. Actually, the June will be every unit will be the move-in and completion.
Did you come for a specific reason?
Yes, actually to see and the medias, what kind of medias the market's going on, because I attract investors, especially from India, GCC's market, Middle East, and Mexico investors to Thailand. So this is, we are trying to learn how did Russian market open up and how things getting improved. The same strategy I'm learning for this Indian and GCC's market.
There are, of course, a number of very substantial Indian companies building condominiums and other interesting projects in this area, aren't there?
Yeah. Yes, they are, but they're actually Indian who born in Thailand. But now we are trying to attract Indian born in India. So that's a totally different market and different mindset of doing business. So this is something that we are trying to break that walls and get more investors into Thailand.
What area do you think is going to be popular in the near future?
It's popular inside Wat Yan, very popular. Many customers come inside Wat Yan Road because now I have project 1, project 2, project 3, project 4, project 5, and project number 6 already inside Wat Yan. Many customers believe in Dusit company. Very good take care, very good service. Yes.
Centric Sea is a very interesting name.
Yeah, very interesting name.
And is this the building behind us?
Yes, behind us. We have 3 buildings. We have 44 stories. This one, the first one, is the highest. Yes, and the second one is 32 story. And the last one is low-rise, 7 story.
Isn't it amazing? Just so many buildings and,
Yeah, so
and
many buildings.
very high standard and really very attractive.
Yes.
And a lot of buyers, I hope.
Yeah. Okay.
That's always the thing, of course, finding the people to buy these really wonderful properties. But this one is so suitably named Centric. Yes, it is the center of things here when it comes to lifestyle enjoyment. Pattaya is one of the great places to be in Thailand. And this Pattaya property show, I think, sums it up very nicely. It's a very persuasive story.